Francisco Castro Núñez is my daddy's name. All his life, my dad has been working hands-on. Black-filled cracks color his hands. He has told me stories about when he was quite young and he started working farms in Mezquital del Oro, Zacatecas. When he was barely 9 years old, he had to leave school to support his family. Also, his childhood suddenly was taken away from him. Losing such beautiful things like school and his childhood was because his father went to jail for being a drunk. It was up to my daddy at that point to take care of his younger siblings. He is the oldest of 5. He worked hard and took control of all financial problems, the farm, and feeding his family. He was the father now. There had to come a time when he had to travel to the US. He needed more money. The farm wasn't enough to support his siblings. Not only that, but his home was far away from the town, where he had to walk to buy the food. He oftentimes got stoned up by the children of the pueblo, whom hated the outsiders. You see, my dad was from El Rancho. He was considered lower class by the city kids. It was a cultural rivalry, very common back then. After walking about 11 miles to get the food from El Pueblo, he would come home to feed the desperate mouths of his younger siblings, and sometimes was left with no food for himself. He says he didn't care. It was his responsibility to care and feed his younger siblings. He talks about how he would hide little sugar cubes, often una sequía. When food was scarce, sugar cubes satisfied him. Times became rough, and he had to leave. He finally traveled to the US. He was only 14 years old when he came to Los Angeles, where he struggled walking the streets. Stories, I don't have the details to tell. Every month, he would send money back to his family and money to take his father out of jail. It was an ongoing thing, working all day, then coming home. Time passed, and he met my mom. He married and had me. I'm the oldest. Then came Pancho, then Cristobal, Eileen, and now we have little Kevin. We are a very happy family, thanks to my parents. I see him still work hard to feed his family. Me and my siblings have it all, but I don't see him happy. I don't understand. My dad is a very intelligent Mexican. He got his GED in 1 week and claims his instructor will never forget him. He is amazing at math, car mechanics, and construction, but has to work with a farm owner in the orchards. He no longer does the harder orchard work because he got hurt at work and his arm will never be the same anymore. I remember when he got hurt, the pressure I saw him in to go back to work because he needed to support all 5 children. I overheard him one day that he didn't want to lose the house. Our boss lets us borrow the house in return for working for him. It's a great opportunity because Hood River housing is very expensive. When my dad got hurt, he said he was fine, but I caught him a couple times hurting, groaning, holding his arm. I can still see his face, his teeth clenched. He wanted to hide it from his own family, but I could see it. The pain in his face, that face of a person who never had anything. I felt so useless. I wanted to be able to tell him, "Dad, stop working, I'll work for you. Someday, support you. You've worked all your life, stop." But the reality is that I can't. I'm in school and I wouldn't be able to get us a house. It is so ironic that my dad is so skillful. He could be working a better job, but he has no education, and it is impossible to buy a house. You gotta be Carlos Slim, Bill Gates or something. Why my dad? I ask myself. I can see my dad came here to be able to feed us and give us a better life. He came in search of the American dream. But what is it? To support yourself and your family? I think it is. But when will he have a better life? I rarely see him smile for no reason. When he is in Mexico, he always carries a smile on his face. It's great to see him enjoying himself, relaxing in his own home. Makes me relax as well. Everyone is happy in our family when he is happy. If he isn't happy, it's a chain reaction. Our family looks up to him, and we are dependents of him. When he sits around, relaxing here in Oregon, I can see a glistening in his eye of some sort of depression. His eyes are filled with stories, even a faint scream shouting, "Lord, when will it be over?" I can't wait to give him the life he deserves. He is the reason why I try so hard in school. He is the reason I have the values I have. He is the reason I am what I am. He is my inspiration. He is my daddy. He is my hero. He gave me life. It's my turn to pay him back. Daddy, I love you. You deserve so much. You will be compensated. Francisco Castro is his name. He won't go down on history, but he is definitely a hero.
Tú, coleccionista de canciones, dame razones para vivir. Tú, la dueña de mis sueños.